Before you decide to stay mad at somebody, take an inventory of your own sins. How often do you need forgiveness from people that you've hurt or offended? How many times have you done the same thing to somebody over and over? You know, God's character is what we're supposed to emulate in our lives. And His character is so beautiful. Exodus 34:6 says, "And the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord, a God merciful, gracious, slow to anger, and abundant in loving kindness and truth." Wow. What if the whole world was like that? We have got so many problems in our world today that we wouldn't have. So much violence and turmoil and hatred and anger and bitterness. And if we just followed this guideline, put down your sack of potatoes, the rotten, stinking sack of potatoes that you've been carrying around, the sack of bitterness and resentment, unforgiveness. Leave it. Let it go. I'm not taking that thing home with me. I don't want to carry it around anymore, and I'm not taking it. God is compassionate. He's gracious, full of grace, slow to anger, merciful, filled with loving kindness. He's truth. He's faithful. And He forgives iniquity, transgression, and sin, and forgets them. You know, all of these attributes are disappearing from our world at an alarming rate, and each one of us is responsible to do our part to let go of all the bitterness and the resentment and the unforgiveness. You know, the Bible in Matthew 24 gives a list of signs of the end times. And, you know, we think about the earthquakes and the famines and the, you know, all the crazy weather stuff and all this stuff that's going on. But there's something that's a sign of the end time that I think that we need to pay more attention to perhaps than any of the rest. Matthew 24:12 says, "And the love of the great body of people will grow cold." That means the church. "Because of the multiplied lawlessness and iniquity in the land." You know, the devil wants to build a stronghold of cold love in our hearts. But Peter said that our love should burn red hot on fire, and that kind of love covers a multitude of sins. Come on, can you give somebody mercy today? Is there anybody that you can think of that you could forgive, that you could give mercy to today? You know, refusing to forgive is really basically denying all the characteristics of God that we want Him to have before us. You know, I believe that God has given us His heart, and that means we have a heart of compassion. But the Bible says in 1 John 3:17, in the Amplified, it says, do not close your heart of compassion. When you see a brother or sister in need, do not close your heart of compassion. Well, let me end with this today. Why should you forgive? Why? You know, there's more than one reason you're going to help yourself if you do, but mainly you just should forgive because God said to. Why can't we just come to a point where we believe that God knows what He's doing, that everything He does is for our benefit, and I don't have to have a list of 10 reasons why I need to forgive somebody and how it's going to benefit me. I just need to do it because God said to do it. Are you willing to do that?
We hope you enjoyed this teaching. To get more from Joyce, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.